What's up, everyone? It's your boy Scott. Welcome to the Scott Reports. Today I'm bringing you an anime review of Darling in the Franxx episode 5, but first I'm going to give you my thoughts on episode 4 before we get into that, because I missed last week. As last week we saw the rest of the crew decide to say, you know what, we need to learn how to stand on our own and not depend on Strelitzia. We need to go out here and stop these Klaxosaurs ourselves, because if we can't do that, then we're pretty much useless. But a majority of episode 4 gave us the most action that we've seen in the season in its entirety. And we also get a chance to get back to Misuru and the pain that he's going through, because when he tried to ride 02, he couldn't take it. He almost passed out. The young boy almost died, and you know, I don't feel sorry for him at all. That's what he gets. People have been warning people about 02, but they still want to hike up their shorts and try to test their metal against her. And you know, she only wants Hero to ride her, only her darling, and God, this series is getting sexual, and it's getting sexual fast. But anyway, you know, he couldn't take it. It drove her insane. And we also find out that 02 isn't exactly human. So what's curious to me, and it seems like it's almost obvious, that she probably has like Klaxosaur DNA within her or something. I'm pretty sure that's why she has horns on her head, and it's just more of a figure of speech when people are questioning if she's human or even herself, because you know, everybody sees her as a monster of what she's doing to people. In episode 4, you know, again, it's a big nagging point that I have with the series overall, because we've seen this in episode 4, we've seen it in episode 3, we've seen it in episode 2, we're gonna see it a little bit in episode 5. The rest of the characters in this series is pretty much fodder. They're really there just to extend the plot so everybody could be in awe what's going on with Hero and 02 and have their questions and have a little bit of conflict. But honestly, I feel like you can do this series without the rest of the cast, because they're just there to die, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna lose some of them if this gets as dark as it could, because there are some dark undertones there. But I just really don't see the purpose of having everybody else there besides to extend the plot. That is their main focus. So once again, near the end of episode 4, even though they said they wasn't gonna send Strelitzia out with 02 and Hero, they end up doing it anyway to save everybody's bacon. And we get a big moment where he confesses his feelings to her, and we always know that 02 only wants Hero. So now that's out the air. She doesn't want anybody else but her darling, and I hope that is the end of this trial run of who can really ride her. And God, that just gets funnier and funnier every time I say it, even to the point in the episode where he was like, oh, I feel myself getting deeper. I'm like, whoa, Trigger and A1 are giving no fucks about the innuendos in this series, but I guess that's what makes it enjoyable. And then again, if you're still on board after episode 2, you're probably just going to be on board for the rest of it. Right now, it just rolls off. It doesn't surprise me, the type of things that they pull in this series anymore. But episode 5, and we can get to that. Again, I hope this is it as far as people trying to ride with Strelitzia, and we'll just get to the thoughts of why she does what she does. But episode 5 focuses on a kissing ceremony. Again, here we go with the innuendos, because it's not what you think. What kissing actually is when two plantations actually come together with the pilots and the big resource of magma, which powers the Franxx. They come together and, you know, exchange. It's kind of like exchanging oil or resources in a way. And the reason why they have the troopers there with them, or the pilots as well, because when they do this, it brings in a big bunch of Klaxosaurs coming on the way. So we're finally starting to see a battle build, and again, everybody else is going to be fodder. They just brought in this other plantation, you know, they're a little bit older, they're more mature, to kind of stretch it out and make it longer. I wouldn't be surprised if nobody comes out on top in this next battle that we're going to have, but it's probably going to be a standout character from the other plantation, and Strelitzia as well. I have absolutely no faith in the rest of the characters right now. They're just there in the background to stir things up, because episode 5, if anything, episode 5 just revealed feelings that everybody has and the secrets that everybody is hiding. Because even though Hero can ride with 02, he is still hurt by her. He is still affected greatly. It just seems like he's affected in a little bit of a less capacity than anybody else. He has some type of growth coming from him that's going over his body that probably spreads quicker than everybody else. But this kid's in pain, but the reason why he's going through it is because he feels this is his purpose. You know, he feels useless when he failed the test and he couldn't be the pilot. So this is his purpose in life, and this is why he willingly wants to get into the Strelitzia and ride with 02. And you know, usually when you deal with these mecha and robot series, especially one that everybody knows and loves, it's mainly about somebody trying to not get in the freaking robot. But this one has a main character that openly wants to get into the robot because that makes him feel important. And then you have 02 as well, who is elated that her darling wants to willingly put his body at the risk in order to do this for her. Now, if she has an actual attraction to him, I believe she does, but we begin to see her get a little bit more twisted in things right now, because when she had that conversation with Ichigo, it just seems like she didn't care. It's like, well, he can actually ride with me, you can't, you tried, other people tried, they failed, so I'm just gonna use him until he runs out. And naturally that pissed Ichigo off. And Ichigo as a character, I mean, I understand what they're doing with her, but again, just like I said, that's my biggest nagging point of the series, is that it's the same thing over and over and over. You know you're not the top 02, so stop trying. We know you're protective of Hero, but it's just getting a little bit old. And the big secret is that, you know, it really is hurting him more than he's leading on. And then, you know, it might be some type of relationship growing between Ichigo and Goro, but she's stuck with her feelings that she has with Hero. And then Goro is now faced with the burden of knowing that Hero is being hurt, he's affected. He might not die in his third run, and that's going to be the biggest thing that's going to lead to us in episode 6 as he's heading into the third run, which is usually the death run or whatever it is that happens to them. But he's going to hide it. Hero asked him to hide it because he understands and he relates to Hero when he's saying that this may be my only way to be important. This is the only way that I can do this. So trust me, don't tell anybody, please. And then there's also, you know, the aspect of what happens to the kids. You know, there aren't any adult pilots. Why is that? I mean, that one guy, the first time we saw 02, he looks like he was pretty old or older, but you know, he didn't make it as well. So I wonder what happens to the adults. That was one of the questions that came up to the other pilots at the plantation. And you know, they were kind of like, huh, what are you talking about? You know, they know more than they're leading on, but they just swept it under the rug. So that's a big question as well. There's still two things that we don't know. What happens to people when they fail, and where do they go when they're shipped off? And why is it that only kids are able to pilot these things? And I'm pretty sure they're probably experiments or something. You know, I thought they were orphans, and somebody in the comments pointed out that they might be experiments. So we just have to see where that goes. There's still a lot of questions in this series. Of course, a standout scene of the episode was 02 almost accepting being called a monster when Ichigo got upset with her. You know, she straight up smacked her when she showed no care, or at least she seemed like she didn't care about Hero. You know, her little thing over her horns came off, and we just see that dark image of her with those red eyes, and she like, you know what, I am a monster, because you know, you humans suck. And that's always an aspect when we come into these things, is who's the real monsters? Is it the humans, or is it the people that's being experimented on? Is it the extraterrestrials? It's always that aspect that human beings, because just the way they are, is always going to be the true villain. And finding out what 02 is going to be a big point of this series as well. Again, I think she's half Klaxosaur, or at least she has Klaxosaur DNA, and that's why it's so hard for the average person to get into her. But what makes Hero so special is the question that's on everybody's minds, and the reason why they keep sending him in. But it's not like it's a bad thing, because he wants to go in too. And we got a big battle coming up, so hopefully we will get that battle in episode 6. Again, I doubt it, but it would be nice to see some of the other pilots step up and actually do something besides being all the Strelitzia, and actually go out there and attempt to fight some Klaxosaurs and fail miserably like they have done week after week after week. But overall, I'm still enjoying the series, and let me know what you guys thought of this episode in the comments below. And let me know what you thought about the pilots as well, like the rest of the pilots. Again, I feel they're straight up fodder. I mean, I feel that the only reason they are there is so they can fill up the 15-20 minutes that it takes to fill the episode, because you need drama somewhere besides 02 and Hero, because that would be too easy, and then that would make it too comparable to Evangelion. But hey, that's just me. So let me know what you thought of this episode and this video in the comments below. If you liked the video, go ahead and drop it a like. And if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, as there's not a shortage of content, but you indulge on this channel. As I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now. You chose to listen to me. I really appreciate that. So thanks for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Scott signing out. See you soon.